Awesome.
So seeing as if you have that controller up, we got a question for that.
I was just about to segue into the controller. It's awesome that it comes in black. I just saw it for the first time that it comes in black.
We got black, we got white, we got all red, we got all sorts of colors.
Purple. Galaxy purple.
All right.
Galaxy purple.
Right.
Now, Tommy,
GTO red.
going right off of what you were saying before about the Wii, how, you know, like you got grandmothers want to take the controller, you want to just waggle like that. I read a couple of articles about the controller for the Intellivision Amico. There's supposed to be an accelerometer and a gyroscope in there. So I know there's obviously going to be motion controls, which I'm very happy about because I think I'm the only person on this channel that actually likes motion controls.
Well, it depends on the game, right?
Depends on the game.
You don't want to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater with motion controls. It blows.
I did like Skyward Sword Zelda, Twilight Princess Zelda. I liked it with the Wii Remote. It was great. Now, speaking of the Intellivision Amico's controller, how sophisticated are the motion controls going to be? Maybe like Wii Remote level, Wii Motion Plus level, or like a Joy-Con, or could we expect something from the motion control you would normally get from a smartphone?
Right. It's a great question. So, and I think the biggest question that people have about the entire system, they get the messaging, right? But their biggest question they always have is about the controllers. Because people, and I understand the concern, and I'm going to hopefully alleviate that for everyone. The thing about the controller is people are looking at this controller and going, and they're thinking to themselves, how the hell am I going to play Call of Duty on that?
They're not going to.
Right?
They're not thinking outside the box.
And exactly. So keeping in mind that none of our games are open 3D worlds, right? 2D and 2.5D, 2.5D. That's what most of the games are, the experiences are, which means, you know, we can have 3D things, but it's on a 2D plane. So you don't need to, again, try to it's actually kind of funny and torturous, but put a non-gamer in a first-person shooter and give them two analog
That's fun
sticks.
to watch.
And they're always staring at their feet. They're up in the sky, and they just.
I've seen that before. We've seen that before. It's hilarious.
And so it's hard for people to understand without playing any of the games. It's hard for people to understand what the controller does, why it's so unique, and why it matches the style of games and everything that we're doing. So I understand that. In fact, so much so that the next trailer that we do is going to be, and this is I think an exclusive. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but the next trailer we do is going to focus around the controller and how it's used and this and that. But to specifically answer your question, so Nintendo Wii, keep in mind, Nintendo got sued for the motion controls.
That's right.
Big time, and lost tens of millions of dollars. They infringed on a accelerometer and gyroscope patent. And so, and they had their bar up there as well. So what that bar did was it was able to generate the room, like it could tell where the controller was in the room. Right? We're not doing that because we don't want to infringe on patents, basically. But we don't feel we need it anyway. So for us, I'll give you an example. To do a bowling game, you don't need that bar, right? To do a bowling game, what you're doing is, you know, so let's say player one is up, and you can use the disc to kind of, you know, move the player, or, you know, move the ball or your arm to where you want it, the position you want to be. Okay, boom, I'm going to set it there. And then, you push the button, you hold it back. That sends data to Amico, or the program that, okay, it knows that it's going boom. So it's going to bring the arm back, and then it knows how fast, it's measuring how fast forward you're going, and when you let off the button. So consider it like if you were to play a bowling game on mobile, for example, what you're doing is you're taking your finger and you're swiping and you're letting go, right?
Yeah.
So when you swipe, what it's doing is it's measuring how fast your finger's going, and that's kind of like the power meter,
Right.
and it knows when you lift it off, right? Well, the same thing that's the same exact input we're getting from the accelerometer.
Right.
So we know how fast you're going and when you let go of it, right? So it's really kind of basic, and that's breaking it down kind of technical. And those are the types of things we're using it for. One, we don't want to infringe on patents, but two, we don't want to have a bar. It's just one other thing somebody's got to set up in this and that. But yeah, it's a great question. But so to talk really quick about the controller, though, because if you think you're asking me a question and you're going to get a short answer, you're wrong. We got gyroscope, accelerometer, speaker, microphone, color touchscreen, 320 by 240 Super TFT. It's basically the same screen that was in the original iPhones.
That was my next question. Was about the screen.
What's that?
I was just about my next question was about the screen. So it's cool that you brought it.
Oh, right, there you go. This disc lights up and it's so beautiful. The buttons light up, so you don't have to say, Mom, hit the RZ1 button or the R3. It's like, Mom, hit the red button, right? So the controller lights up, speaker, microphone, force feedback, wireless charging. So you have this is one of the white ones. And then so you just you see it there. This is just a dummy model. This isn't how it looks like. But you put it right there and it just charges. And you can see the charging on the loop on the band. Oh, that's right on the LED.
The iPhone doesn't even wirelessly charge it.
No, it doesn't. It does.
Well,
but here's the other thing, guys. It has RFID on the entire system. That means I can take my controller, I can go over your house, I tap it on your machine, and now all of a sudden, boom, I'm connected to your machine.
Nice.
And we have a lot of surprises coming in regards to sharing games and software and physical media that I can't talk about because of our patents pending.
Damn it!
But I can tell you that it's something that no one's ever done before. And it's something that is going to be so revolutionary because we're not out to money grab people, right? I mean, you look at gaming these days with the loot boxes and the the in-app purchases and all the ads and all this stuff. You know what? I'm sick of it. Get rid of all. I don't want any of it. It's not allowed on the machine. All our games are $9.99 or less. If you buy a game, you own it forever. You can stick it on your hard drive. And you never have to buy an in-app anything, right?
That's awesome. That's great. That's so awesome great. Because a lot of the big controversy, a lot of the concern that people had was the Atari VCS and the ColecoVision,
Chameleon.
The Chameleon.
Chameleon.
Yeah. No.
And don't forget the Ouya.
And the Ouya. But those are all crowdfunded.
Crowdfunded.
They were all crowdfunded, and I knew from the start. I was like, this guy is, he's putting his own money on the line. He's not crowdfunding.
Yeah.
He believes in his product.
Exactly. I do not want anyone to give us $1 until they've had a chance to play the system.
There you go.
No, what a concept.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I must be crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because I have so much confidence. Look, we do so much focus testing. It's crazy. And with non-gamers, with gamers, with grandparents, with young people, old people, people who hardcore gamers, teenagers, we do it all. Focus, massive focus testing. And I got news for you. In our unbiased focus testing, because we want to know the facts. We're not trying to pay somebody to tell us what we want to hear. Screw that. We want to know what's wrong with it so we can fix it if there's problems wrong. We're paying a lot of money, not for people to kiss our ass. We're behind the glass. No one even knows we're there, right? And so we get to hear. And I got to tell you guys, no matter who it is, man, woman, old, young, hardcore, casual, they love the games and the way this is set up. And I'm just anyone who's seen the system, who's sat down and played with it, there's some YouTubers out there like John Riggs, Smash JT. Go look at their videos that they did on the Amico and and they actually played it and see how they went into it, completely they wanted to know what it was about, kept an open mind, but they were skeptical, which they should be. I get why people are skeptical. I would be too. Yeah. So, but all I'm asking people is, don't make a judgment until you get a chance to play it. That's all. But let me tell you as much cool information as I can without getting in trouble.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
That's great.
We do have some questions in the chat.
Well, we got a lot of questions too. We gotta get to them. We're definitely gonna get to their questions, but we do have a lot of questions we gotta ask you first.
Okay.
So this year has been like the nostalgic mini classic systems year, and we've had huge successes like the Super NES and the NES, or NES, I should say. But we've had failures like the PlayStation Mini. So that's completely based on the games, not the horsepower. So can you tell us anything about what type of horsepower the Amico can have? Like what types of games is it going to be up to, like Super Nintendo?
It's a great question. So basically, and let me give you my theory on why the PlayStation tanked. When you have a NES Classic and a SNES Classic, even better, those games were, those systems were 2D for the most part. I mean, I know you had, you had the Mode 7 or whatever the hell they'd call the, Pilot Wings and all that. But for the most part, they were 2D systems. When you watch 2D games, you're like, oh wow, this is cool, this is fun. It still holds up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you go back and play a 3D game, back in the day, now we thought Metal Gear was like the nuts, right? We thought like that was the coolest thing. When you saw Lara Croft for the first time in the PlayStation, that was like amazing. When you played GoldenEye on the N64, you were like, oh my God, I can zoom in and I can do that. It was the greatest thing ever.
Does not age well.
Nope.
Me and my buddies
Does not age
used to play GoldenEye 7 days a week.
Me too.
Hours at a time. We'd set up tournament charts. We just got in every, slappers only. I mean, we did it all. Dush. And so, but we recently got together. Like, it was like, I think 2 years ago. We're like, guys, let's get together and play freaking, oh my God, yeah. And you have this vision of what it is in your head, like you said. And then we went to play it. We're like, I'm like blowing on the cartridge. Is there something wrong with this motherfucker? Like, what the? How come it's like 4 frames a second or 10 frames a second?
Yeah,
the graphics got shitty. There must be something wrong with my machine.
Like, what happened?
That stuff
doesn't age.
3D don't age good, like you said, right?
No.
So that's why the thing tanked, because it was ugly.
Yeah.
The games were ugly
Yeah.
and slow.
Yeah. Loading.
So, but anyway, so when our focus is just on 2D and 2.5D, I don't need a bunch of horsepower. See, I'm not trying to compete with Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I'd be insane if I came up in here and said, oh yeah, our graphics chip does this, our RAM does that, blah, 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 blah. Look, here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you we got 8 cores. That's good, right? That's what the PlayStation 5 is going to have, 8 cores, right? The next Xbox is going to have 8 cores, so we're matching them there. But and it's like a 2 gigahertz processor on that. It's kind of like something that you would find in your mobile device.
Okay.
It's that now, but if you look at all the modern mobile device games, they're pretty good, right? And so we're not trying to compete. And the thing is, when you have 2D or 2.5D, when your camera angle is locked down, you don't have to do real-time cloth, tessellation, lighting, 5.1 audio. That's where the math goes. That's why all those machines need a spinning fan, because they're heating up, because they're doing so much stuff, right? We take all of that away. And you know what the good news is? The other good news about that is that our games don't cost $10 million to make, because we don't need 300 artists in 5 years. You put 2 programmers, 2 or 3 artists, an audio guy, a designer slash product manager, producer on it. You've got a team of like 6, 7 people working for 7 or 8 months, creating a really amazing experience because we don't have multiplayer online. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but when you do a multiplayer online game, it's approached completely different way. It literally doubles the budget and the people on it and the time. Wow. So we don't have that to deal with as well. So we can just focus on the gameplay, on graphics, and what we can do because our camera's locked down. We can do a lot of awesome 2D tricks. So it's not going to be the best graphic machine in the world. In fact, our last trailer we did, at the end, I showed 17 games, about a second each. And they were, we surprised a lot of people because they thought it was going to be even worse than it was. Right. But that's kind of the level and a little better of what we're able to do. Because at the end of the day, my mom doesn't give a shit about real-time cloth tessellation on the thing. Wii bowling, boom. Yeah. You look at all the greatest selling games of all time. The number 1 game played in the world is Solitaire. The number 1 selling game ever of all time? Tetris. Number 2, Minecraft. Number 3, now what? Wii Sports. What do all these things have in common?
Simple.
It wasn't about graphics.
No, it wasn't.
So
it's not about graphics.
Is it possible that a game like Cuphead or Rayman Legends or something like that can be made on the system? I mean, even
absolutely. And we would have to take it down a little bit. Take some of the lighting, some of the way those scripts are written within Unity. We would have to do some tricks to get it to that thing. But yeah, that's what we're going for. The one that I always talk about is Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yes.
That to me is like, that's what we're shooting for. Okay. That's what we try to shoot for in certain games.
That's the best looking.
That's beautiful.
That's crazy.
Beautiful. What about, as far as, couch co-op, obviously it's not going to be online or anything like that. But when it comes to couch co-op, I always think of, and we've played it, we have it on our
I know
channel.
where you're going.
Well, but our channel is based off couch co-op.
Our channel is based off couch co-op. We always play
multiplayer gaming.
Always. But the biggest one is Overcooked.
Overcooked
has to be. When I think couch co-op, that is the
definition
couch co-op game that I could think of.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a lot of graphics for that one.
Nah.
That's a good example where the graphics are like kind of 32-bit.
Yeah,
I'd say
not
maybe
really,
60.
But it doesn't take away from the fun. It doesn't take away from the fun.
You don't even notice the graphics. You're busy yelling at each other to make the damn food.
Exactly, and that's why we haven't released the specs of our machine yet, because we don't want people to focus on that. To say, oh, look, they're going to be able to do this and that. Look, it's not about that for us. Yeah. See, I'll give you an example. The PlayStation and Microsoft and even Nintendo and now Google, with their Stadia disaster.
I was going to ask you about that, but thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
Myself in trouble. No, you know what? The folks over at Google who are doing the Stadia, Phil Harrison, all those, Jade, very dear friends of mine, super smart people. So, so if anyone can make that happen and make that work, it's going to be that crew. So talented, really great people too. But the those guys, they're building like the Formula One cars, right? Fastest cars on the planet. They get you from point A to point B. Now they're single seaters, but they're getting you there super quick. The thing for people to understand is we're not trying to build the Prius to their Formula One car. We're not trying to build a cheaper car. What we've done is we've invented the bicycle.
Oh, yeah.
See, the bicycle gets you from point A to point B, but you don't care about speed. but you can take a whole bunch of friends along with you. You can stop and smell the roses. The sun shines on your face because you're not going so fast. You can communicate with your friends. You can stop whenever you want to, have a little picnic, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not trying to build a cheaper machine. We're building a whole different experience.
Gotcha.
And in our experience, it doesn't matter how much turbocharge you have. It's about, getting from point A to point B in a different kind of way.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. When these games are released, will they be complete, or will they be able to be patched, or will they be DLC? Like, how will these games work? Because nowadays people just get a game out, and I mean, if there's a game-breaking bug, obviously, is there a way to fix that, or is it just done?
Yes, there would be a way to fix it. The machine doesn't have to always be online all the time. The only time you need to put the machine online is that when you want to download something new. We're going to recommend that, once you have it connected to Wi-Fi, it's there, right? We recommend people doing that because we're going to put in a whole bunch of Easter eggs like on a weekly basis. So we're really going to take all of the fun stuff. We're going to do that we're going to overload that. There's going to be so many fun jokes and inside things. And I mean, I wish I could just tell you some of them, but so many different things. You know what? I'm going to give you guys one of them. I'm going to give you one.
That's going to make it in there.
It's going to
for example,
Which one?
this is exclusive. I think, I don't know. I'm pretty sure. So I'll give you an example. Let's say it's your birthday.
Okay.
Because it knows the time and it'll know if you choose to put in your data. You don't have to put in your data if you want to play the machine. You don't have to create a profile if you don't want to.
Okay.
But if you do create a profile and you put in your birthday, on your birthday, the machine knows this. The lights are going off, and it comes up on screen. Happy birthday, big chocolate!
Big chocolate!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, not your birthday.
And it's going to say, and the fireworks are going to go off, and it's going to show a birthday cake and candles on it, and it's going to say, "Big chocolate, blow out the candles for your birthday present."
Oh.
And it's just going to sit there, and on your controller, you're going to see candles. Now, if you don't do anything, you click by it or whatever, the experience is over, and you're thinking like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
But the secret is, I'm telling you an Easter egg before it's out. But what you're going to do is, when you blow, because remember we have a microphone.
That's
right.
When you blow on the candles, it's going to blow them out. And are you ready for this? It's going to give you a free game every year on your birthday.
Get the
It's pretty cool.
How
That's
cool
a
is
beautiful
that?
thing.
That's
Right?
awesome.
Now,
That's
will it
pretty cool.
remember that day and lock it down so you don't change the date on the machine and say your birthday's every day?
We have ways. Well, because the machine will know. The machine will know when it give you, and then you can't get another one for another year. Yeah, you can't. If you change the device,
Right.
it knows.
Okay.
It keeps in there the
Imagine.
day that you got your code anyway.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
you can change the date if you want. It's
But
still
it's not
not
gonna
giving
do
you
it.
another one.
It's
for
going to
another
call
year.
you a liar. Like, you lying.
It's going to take
Lying.
away that gift.
No gift for you.
Only
So
you
those
would
are the
have-
kind of fun things
That's
that
cool,
we want to
though.
put in this machine. It's
No, that's
just
cool.
a totally different outlook, a totally different way of approaching the game industry. We're breaking every rule, and we don't care.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's
cool.
fantastic.
So no DLC, by the way. That
No
was the
DLC,
question.
okay.
No DLC.
Yes.
All right, that's good.
No
But if we need to
microtransactions.
fix a bug, then we'll fix a bug. But we won't even tell you about it. It'll just fix and upload. You won't even know it happened. But no DLC.
No
So
microtransactions.
Were these games originally? I've heard that you said it in other interviews. That they'll come digital, and if you wanted it to be physical, it's like a by order thing, or how does that work exactly?
No. So certain games will have physical copies. Not all the games.
Top
but
sellers
the
or
better
how-
ones, the ones that will be very cool, and there'll be limited editions, and different stores and retailers, big box retailers, will have different exclusives.
Okay.
So yes,
Okay.
and but the thing that I can't tell you because it's under, it's patent pending.
Understood.
We're going to be announcing this though at E3 of next year. But what I'll say is this: is that I'm trying to say this so that I don't get yelled at tomorrow by my
It's okay. It's okay. Just
folks.
do it.
We won't.
Just do
I'll
it.
say this, that what we're doing, no one's ever done before in regards to what the physical media is, and it's not all the same. I'll just say that. So it's not just like, oh, it's a disc, oh, it's an SD card, oh, it's a USB, something. We have lots of different ways to create physical media and have it interact with our device.
A
So there
Sony
you
mini
go.
disc.
No.
Stop asking questions.
Okay.
We're not going to get him in trouble.
So,
right.
how would a store be structured? Because that's the main problem with the Switch right now is how they.
How
put
shitty
put
is
the
that
games in
e-store?
That's a disaster.
Thank you.
So
Thank
for-
you. I wanted to
so-
make a video on that.
For indie
Holy
developers to get their game noticed, I know that you have a thing that you want to talk about for that.
That's right. So for us, developers are the most important thing about the system. And
Thank
people are like, oh, they said there's no, that every game's exclusive. No developer is going to want to do that. Again, these are people who know nothing about the video game industry. Because the reality is, think about it, where the game industry is now is that independent developers are not getting paid to make games.
Right.
Again, the majority for the most part. You know how they're making their games? Sweat equity, or they do a Kickstarter campaign,
Crowdfunding.
right?
Yeah.
That's the way that indie developers work.
Right.
We're coming in and saying, hey, guy, and so they have to put it on all these systems
Right.
to try to get their money back or to try to get their sweat equity back,
Yeah.
right? We're coming in and saying, hey, indie developers, check this out. Forget Steam, forget this stuff, this and that. No one's, we're going to pay you up front to create the game. We're going to put it on our machine. We're going to market it for you because you don't have marketing teams. You don't have marketing budgets. You don't have PR folks. We're going to do all that. And here's the best news. No game, there will never be two games that come out at the same time on our console. So every 7 to 10 days, there's going to be a brand new game highlighted when you turn your machine on.
Okay.
That means that you and that space is not for sale. EA can't buy that.
No.
Ubisoft can't buy that. Activision can't buy that. EA has just as much right to that space as some kid in a dorm room who's created an amazing, awesome thing.
That's so
That we don't play favorites and it's not for sale.
That's
And
awesome
so
for the indie developers.
That person now, that company and that game is highlighted to millions of people right from the get-go. My dog Houdini agrees. And so that becomes very, very... So you want to know, no one's going to make games for this thing. Really? Because we have 25 top developers that we've handpicked, top developers working on games now. We're signing up 20 more over the next 2 months. And we have the most amazing, because we're going to start stockpiling games. So we're getting hundreds of submissions coming in. Some of our best stuff came from submissions that we weren't even looking for. They just say, hey, here's a game that we created and we were going to put it on Steam, but if you'd like the exclusive, I'm like, yeah, I'll pay you for it. I'll pay you up front for it.
Wow.
And the indies are loving that. So that's the story of that. Because some people out there are saying, oh, no one's ever going to make a game because they want it exclusive. You have no idea what it's like to be. Those people who are saying that have no idea what it's like to be a game developer in the 21st century.
Okay. So quick scenario for you I got. So say that you said you have the games planned out for a certain amount of time for release up ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
So say it's October and a really fun Halloween-based game just finished, and it's perfect for marketing for release at the time. The games that are in the queue for release, will they get prioritized, or will that be able to get in there beforehand?
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing well. I'll tell you one of the things. I'm not supposed to announce this, but I'll give you an example.
Do it.
So 10/10/2020.
Okay.
That's going to be 3 weeks before the election. So it would be crazy for us not to do a really kind of fun election game, right? And so, yeah, going into the week of the election, boom. So my point is that we can shuffle things around, you know?
Okay.
If the football season is starting, then we'll put a football game in there. If the baseball season's starting, we can re-highlight stuff as well if needed be, because when we launch, there's going to be 5 games, premium games that come in the console for free. That's the first time ever. You get 5 games with a console, not one.
That's awesome.
5 separate,
awesome.
their own games.
What
We're
are
going to
those
put those
games?
in the console. And then we're going to expect about 40 to 45 other games in the store on day one.
That's a
Now,
lot.
all of those games don't get that window. It's like, well, wait, they all came out at the same time. So what we're going to do is we
window.
make sure that sometime at some point they get that window.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
No one left behind.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
And then we'll just go like this.
Well, I'm already.
Okay. I remember seeing one of your interviews talking about the no violence on the system.
Yep.
Now, as far as no violence, I'm thinking obviously no Mortal Kombat, obviously no Grand Theft, that kind of the kind of violence. What about like something along the lines of like a Double Dragon, River City Ransom Underground, fantasy violence in role playing games? Is that more
fantasy violence is E10 plus?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not, that doesn't get a team rating. And it's a great question, and I'll tell you, because again, some people are concerned, like, oh my God, it's going to suck because it's just first of all, let me say this. 85% of all video games in the industry, and there's thousands that come out, but 85% are rated E for everyone or E10 plus. So people don't even realize that, how many. What I'm saying is we're not going to have gadoosh-dooshing.
God damn it, man. Come on, Tommy.
I know, right? Well, you know what? I'm going to put an Easter egg in.
Oh, my God. Please.
Only the 6 of us will know.
Yes.
Really
You got to keep it going for
you gotta
15
keep it
years.
alive.
We'll keep it alive. We'll keep it alive. We'll do a little gadoosh-doosh in here somewhere. But unlock a special gadoosh-doosh boss monster.
That would be awesome.
So, but what we're saying is, I don't want blood. I don't want violence. I don't want bad language. Now, you guys know me from the show.
Yes.
You know that back in the day, I thought that stuff was like hilarious. I thought it was so funny, because it was. And now it's kind of gotten to a point where it's so realistic.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Oh,
It's too
yeah.
much. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much, and now it makes me feel uncomfortable. Before it was like Postal 2 was funny. Postal was funny. You take your wiener out and you pee on it. To me, that's hilarious. All right,
That Kojima's
that's
game.
hilarious. I'm sorry, it's funny.
It's funny.
Vic
It is
didn't
funny.
think so, but I
Vic
thought
did not
so.
think so.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was funny to me back then.
Yeah.
But now with the headshots and the whole, to me, it's not. I don't want that on the system. I don't want bad language. I don't want, and gadoosh is not considered bad language.
It is not.
But to answer your question about how the rating systems work and what constitutes a teen rating and dying and this and that. See, it's not the act of killing or harming someone that gets the bigger rating. It's the way in which you show them dying.
Yeah.
So a game like Double Dragon, where you take a baseball bat, you hit somebody in the head, as long as I don't show blood splatting off, as long as I don't hear a neck break sound, but if I smack him in the head, he crumples to a ground, flashes and disappears, Contra style as well.
Right.
Yeah.
That's E for everyone. That's E10 plus. That's E10 plus.
Okay.
So as long as you don't show blood and you don't show violence,
Right.
that's where it crosses the line, and that's what we don't want to do.
Okay.
Great question.
Yeah.
But aside from Conker's Bad Fur Day, every single Nintendo first-party game is rated E for everyone. Every one of them. Zelda, Mario, Star Fox, Pilot Wings, Metroid, you name it. Every single one of those games is E or E10 plus. And again, you look at the top 10 games of all time, the only games that are in there in the top 10 biggest selling games of all time.
GTA.
The only one that isn't in there is that isn't E10 is GTA.
Yep.
Yeah.
GTA 5.
Yeah.
That's like, I think it's number 5 on the list, if I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
mistaken,
No,
like
you're
4,
right.
5 or 6 or whatever. But everything else is E10. So you don't need violence
It's true.
to play Wii bowling, right?
Okay. Yeah. So we can expect.
Although
we can
that
expect
would
the
be
bowling
funny.
game,
You
though.
throw the ball at somebody's nuts or something.
God.
And then you smash them over the head, and you go douche, and you bang. And that'd be pretty cool too. But that would be cool. But not for our system. Not for our
Exactly.
Listen,
Okay.
That's hilarious.
So Earthworm Jim is a title I hold near and dear to my heart, as do most
Yeah.
others.
too.
Yeah.
So you guys chose that to be a title. I heard it wasn't a release title.
No, not
and-
really. Because we want to do it. We got to do it great. We got to do it perfect.
Oh yeah, I agree.
When it's
You
ready.
got to do it groovy.
But you did say, yeah, groovy.
Groovy.
But you did say that correct me if I'm wrong. Every game that comes out for this does it have to be multiplayer, or can it be a
Yes.
one-player game also? It has to be multiplayer.
We have multiplayer versions in every game.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
So
not
Earthworm
as
Jim
hard
is
as you would
multiplayer.
think.
So Earthworm Jim is multiplayer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Confirmed.
Yes. That's awesome.
Imagine, guys, and by the way, don't see the original team, we all got together, there's 10 of us, we sat down, and the first thing we said was, back in the day, we did Earthworm Jim the way we did because of the technology we had at the time, right? We had a D-pad and 3 buttons, 2 buttons really, right?
Right.
That's the technology we had, and we made it a platform game because we love the 2D animations, the hand-drawn animations and this and that, and we were breaking the mold, doing that, and we put a lot of humor in, and I'll tell you how we came up with the humor because it was the opposite of what everyone thinks. And then we did super like the bungee jumping, the bungee level, and the Peter Puppy thing, and we put these and the Andy Asteroids. So it wasn't just a 2D platform game. So when people think about the next Earthworm Jim, the first thing we all sat around the table and said, we don't want to do a 2D platform game.
Oh yeah.
Right? That was 25 years ago. That's what we had at the time, but we made more stuff. We want to use the fact that everybody has a screen in a room together, and people's things can buzz, and everybody has a gyroscope, and there's a speaker and a microphone, and so the whole concept and idea is we never created the game and then put jokes in. The way we design those games and the way we've designed this one is that the jokes come first. And we designed the game or the situation around the joke.
Yeah.
See,
that cow was the first thing in the game.
The cow. The one thing I
in
remember.
the original game. I was right about to say, in the original game, we're sitting around a table, and I forget exactly who came up with it, but someone's like, what would be hilarious? What if the cow, we somehow launched this cow in the air, and every single level, you would see the cow go through the screen. Oh my God, that would be so funny. So that's when we're like, okay, how can we do that? We're in a junkyard. Let's have like a refrigerator, and you fit the thing, and then somebody else came up. Oh my God! What if at the end of the game, the cow smashed the princess out right when you saved her? Good on her. And so this is, we came up with the humor first because we're all kind of, funny. It'd be like you guys. You're good friends. You all know each other. You sit in a room together for like 6 months and try to come up with funny jokes then build a game around that.
Oh, man.
That's what we did.
I can imagine.
And the problem with it, and if you think about it, how many funny video games exist? Not a lot of them.
No.
Because what people do is they create the game and then they try to add a joke or try to add humor.
Right.
See, we approach it the different way. So when we're coming up with all these new jokes and new pranks and new things, it's based around our machine, our controller. You want to know one of the reasons why we haven't gotten back together before this is because there wasn't a machine, and I say this in all seriousness, there wasn't a machine out there that could do what we wanted to do the way we wanted to do it.
That's right. Yep.
And couch co-op is, imagine if you could play a game and each one of you could pick the character in Earthworm Jim. Maybe somebody was Peter Puppy. Maybe somebody was Evil the Cat. Maybe someone was what's her name? Maybe someone was Jim. Yeah. Maybe someone was, you know what I mean? And but the way we got, oh my God, there's so much good stuff. I wish I could tell you, but I gotta hold back there.
I can't wait.
We gotta wait till E3.
I can't wait.
E3. Well, maybe not for that one, but more info.
We'll wait.
We should have. I think we should have something up by E3.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. You heard it here first.
So we're just gonna have to interview again around that
Absolutely.
time.
Anytime you guys want.
Okay. So I say for a killer app for this machine.
Yes.
If there was a game like WarioWare, multiplayer, simple games, super fast paced,
that'd be dope.
It would be amazing.
That'd be dope.
Amazing.
I'm telling. I already have 2 of them. There's already 2 of them.
That's all I want.
I'm
buying this. I'm buying this right now. And bowling. I have a feeling there might be a bowling game, maybe. And
I can't. Oh gosh, we're one of the 5-pack in game, because if we were to put a bowling game,
I would buy it just for that, just for the bowling.
As one of the 5 free games. People would say we were just copying
Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, the answer to your question, are we going to have a bowling game on launch? Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
And the people who are developing it are the #1 most popular bowling developers, game developers on the planet. So there you go for there, okay?
I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying it.
He's buying
it.
Big bowling.
But there's another very popular sport, recreational sport. It's now a professional sport.
Oh.
That would also be amazing, that no one's done a home console with. Amazing, and we are going to pack it in to the console, and it's going to be the next level, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
Actually,
what about
I just thought of this now. I know that you had said that you're going to be releasing puzzle games on the Amico.
Yeah.
And obviously, you also said that Tetris is
you can't say
#1. You can't say it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Tetris fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can tell you that so.
What can you say?
One of our vice presidents at Intellivision, his name is Phil Adam, and if you've ever watched any Tetris documentary, because you said you're a Tetris fan, and the comic book or anything, you watch any Tetris documentary, and they'll talk about Alexei Pajitnov in Russia, right? And then, as you know, as the story goes, there's this big battle about who's going to own the rights and who's going to distribute the thing. And Gorbachev was involved, and the U.S. government, and all these oligarchs, and there was just massive thing. The guy who pulled it out of Russia is a guy by the name of Phil Adam, and he got the rights. He was the one of the co-founders and president of oh crap, a name just left me. Spectrum Holobyte. Okay. Spectrum Holobyte. So he was the Spectrum Holobyte guy, and he was the one who got the rights, and it was he who was demoing the game at CES when Hank Rogers came up to him and he showed him the game, and Hank bought the rights from Phil and Spectrum Holobyte, and of course Hank and Alexei are now billionaires, right? And they're both very good friends of mine. And Hank retired, and he's doing a lot of great green stuff for the island of Hawaii where he lives. Really? And his daughter Maya now runs the Tetris company. Anyway, we're all good friends. I can't mention anything now, but just know that they're good friends of mine, and we have something, a really fun, different way to approach Tetris that we're excited about potentially putting on the machine. How about
my
that?
goodness. Tommy, thank you so much, man.
Boom.
He's about to start crying. He's about to start crying.
I'm getting emotional now, man.
This is crazy.
What would be a dream title for you to mention?
Well, imagine playing it multiplayer couch co-op though.
Oh man.
He's about to
Imagine,
boy.
wait, imagine, and because remember, you want it to be equal, right? So let's say you are like the best Tetris player in the room right there.
He is.
Let's
I am.
assume that
He
for a
is.
second. That's
He
probably
is. He
fair.
absolutely
right?
is.
He's got a world record, by the way.
Yeah, I guess I do.
He's got a
What
world record.
if?
Whatever.
I'm giving away way too much. I don't care.
Keep
What
doing
if?
it. Just keep going. Keep going.
What if?
This is awesome.
Let's say you're just kicking everybody's butt,
Okay.
right?
It's not happening.
What if the other guys
Okay.
could, when they complete blocks, what if they could team up and throw all the blocks onto your map?
Oh, shit.
I like that.
Okay.
Now,
He
all
don't
of a
like
sudden-
it. No. He don't like it no more.
all of a
Like an
sudden
extra
you guys are
challenge, like-
forming alliances together.
Shit.
You're forming like, oh,
Okay.
get him, and then
Oh,
he's in
okay.
last place now, and
Oh,
then
shit.
you all now big chocolates in the lead. Let's get him or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah.
And no, screw you. You weren't there
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
And you're just, see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See what I'm saying though about like this stuff doesn't happen in gaming anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
We're
what's funny?
bringing all that back, and when you have everyone with a controller, and a screen and a microphone and a light up and this and that, your mind starts exploding with ideas on how we can do it. I'll give you another one, Frogger, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Frogger's the most like single player game there is.
Yeah, yeah,
Why? Why couldn't you do an 8-player
Yeah.
Frogger?
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But there's only 7 slots up there.
Right.
Mm.
Who's gonna get there first, second, third,
race.
Right,
fourth?
right, right.
Boom,
That's-
boom,
that's
right?
easy, that's
See what I'm
easy.
saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's true.
That's an easy concept.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. That was awesome. I can't wait for this.
Would
Go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say, would a light gun game like arcade game be possible on the system, and something
Yes.
like a Point Blank or something like
Yes.
that? Is that possible at all?
Say again. Sorry.
A game like Point Blank, like a light gun carnival type game, would that be possible on the system or no? Or would that be like violent, or you don't want to do anything with that?
I know we had a.
I mean, yeah, but there's a lot of fun things like a lot of the VR games, like the roller coaster games, and you're shooting targets and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you could do like that.
Point Blank, especially.
yeah.
Well, I worked on Point Blank. I worked on Point Blank too
Yeah.
with
Yes.
Did
Namco.
you?
Yes,
it was
you did.
amazing. Thank
Yes.
you for that.
That's a great question. And see, this is why I like talking to folks about this stuff, because you're the first person who's brought that up. I'm going to go in the office tomorrow and ask the tech, because I don't like, are light guns
Well, I
even
know.
a thing with the new TVs?
I know that the Wii, when the original Wii had a lot of light gun games, and I remember me playing with my mom, who's not a gamer at all. She's,
Right.
I forgot the name of the game.
Not House of the Dead.
Yeah, no, it wasn't anything crazy.
Remember that Super Nintendo bazooka gun they had?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
With a scope or whatever.
Yeah,
Super Scope.
the
Oh, yeah, the scope. That was
Super
it.
Scope.
Yeah, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
But I mean, like, because the thing is, it's like when you think of the Wii,
It is
the
simple.
Wiimote, it's a simple game. You just point it at the screen, but with a light gun, it's like, okay, if you're in a carnival, okay, you see the
Thing is
target,
key.
and
Yeah,
you
see,
shoot.
I'm not
Very
so,
simple.
and it's a great technical question, and I'm going to be honest and say I don't know the answer
Okay.
because again, with the Wii, when you had that
Yeah, the
bar,
bar.
Yeah,
and you had the
right.
thing, because that was like an, I think it was like an RF
Okay.
receiver.
Mhm.
You could point and you
Mhm.
could use something
Gotcha,
on the
gotcha.
screen like that, because the old light games,
Right.
the old light gun
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Had to do with the old the old televisions and the way they would scan.
Right.
But the new, and that's why you don't see a lot of kind of light gun games anymore, because of the technology is different.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're able, because we don't have that RF bar across the top. I don't think we'd be able to do. It's a great question. I'm going to ask him tomorrow. So I don't know
Yeah.
the answer.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
honest
Actually, it's
thing.
funny
But
because-
I don't think we can. But I'm going to ask.
Me and Sticks were talking about like way back. We were talking about light gun games, and we were like, wow, light gun games haven't been in.
They don't exist.
They don't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
because of the TVs.
Like there hasn't been since I think PS3 was like the last
Right,
time.
and I think that's why. I think
Wii.
because the new
because of the technology. Now
TVs can't do it.
the crazy thing is, I remember we both had seen this. It was a Kickstarter for a light gun.
They figured out a way.
They
but
figured out a way to design a light gun, and there is a currently right now. I forgot right now. I can't think of the name of it.
I wonder if it's because they have the bar up there too. Like
No,
it's
no.
another piece of hardware.
It's actually a bar. Like it's literally everything is in the gun itself. I don't know if there's a camera or I don't even know if they patented it either. I just know
I
that
would think that they might.
I don't know. Well, I don't even know. It's
I'll
just,
have to check
I just
that
know
out.
that there is a Kickstarter out for a light gun that doesn't
That works
require,
on these TVs.
Yeah, that can work on anything, and it's super accurate. They actually have I don't even know if it is, but because again, it's
Cool.
this
I'm
is
going to check
crowdfunded
into
stuff.
that then. That's a great. I appreciate
As
that.
soon as
Yeah,
I get
cool.
the information, I'll
I think
I'll send it to you.
I
but-
think it,
Please.
yeah, it's like with the whole IR bar technology. I think
Right.
that's like old school
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
motion
Yes.
control. It's
IR.
like-
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
yes.
IR.
Yes.
Infrared. I was saying RF. I meant IR. Yeah.
IR. I think it is. It's like it was just used to kind of track a cursor because of the
Right.
lights or whatever.
It wouldn't
Well,
have the precision needed anyway.
Yeah, if you
Right.
see like with games like what is it, Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you kind of like you just take the controller and you aim it. It's because it's like the motion, the accelerometer, gyroscope itself moves the cursor. I think a lot of light gun games probably didn't come out because sometimes you have to recalibrate the cursor because the cursor it doesn't.
Right. Exactly.
You gotta be
yeah,
dead
it
on
has
with
to
it.
know
Yeah.
where you're pointing on the screen.
Yeah.
Just having a gyroscope and accelerometer
It wouldn't be precise
to
enough.
your TV, it needs to know where it's pointing and this and that. It knows it's doing this. It knows it's, how fast it can go and the distance when you turn it on, but it doesn't know, it can't interact with you need the bar for that for sure.
They tried Point Blank on the DS and that didn't work too well.
Yeah,
So you don't want to do it that way.
Yeah, you don't want to do it that way.
Just touching the screen with
I
the
remember
stylus.
that, yeah.
Oh, you touch it.
Yeah. So what do you got over
Oh, I got a very, very important question.
There
This
we
is
go.
probably the most important question in the entire podcast.
Oh my
Just,
God.
Okay, so I remember when you left a comment on the YouTube, and you were commenting on what we were saying about the Amico, and little references here and there. And I remember you brought up Shining Force 3. Okay, now this is
Right.
This is
my. Was that you who made that?
That
comment?
was me.
You were the
Yeah,
Shining Force 3?
I am. That is my favorite game
That's
all
your game?
time,
Okay.
and it's
Your jam?
and it's unfortunate that it was on the Sega Saturn because the Sega Saturn was not the greatest system in the world, but it was.
Again, it was a failure. It did 15 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever
It was
crazy amount.
damn that failing system.
Well, they didn't even finish the game. They released the game.
No, the thing is, it was divided up into 3 scenarios, and the first one came out here in the U.S., and the others just came out in Japan. So
And that's Sega, right? Sega owns
yeah,
rights?
yeah. And
Last we heard.
yeah. So my question is, there's a lot of we're all big Sega fans, and there's so many lost IPs like Shining Force. There's Burning Rangers, Dragon Force, Beyond
Sonic the
Oasis.
Hedgehog.
That's lost. It's lost.
It's lost. We don't know where Sonic is either. Even Ganground, I think that was Sega.
Actually,
right?
he's made a comeback last couple.
Yeah,
years.
Sonic
Yeah.
Mania was dope. Sonic,
Get him out of 3D, please. Come back to where you belong.
Now,
Yeah.
what are the chances, or even of any of these IPs getting on the Amico? Is there any hope whatsoever? Because I know I always would, because I'm a big Switch fan, and I'm always like, oh, I wish the Switch would get Shining Force 3 or anything like that. But I mean, if it's on the Amico, by all means, I'm buying that before it's even out, if that's even possible.
Yeah, so I can tell you that we're talking to Sega.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can really say right now. I haven't. We don't have a deal with them.
Okay.
So, but we're talking to them. And
I got
one of the things about the bigger companies, like the really, really big companies, Sega, Ubisoft, EA, Activision, they have, they're a little more, I don't want to say apprehensive. It's not the right word, but they're a little more cautious about putting resources into a new system.
Right.
So they kind of like to wait and see. And
okay.
that's fine. I get it. I
Right.
totally get it.
Gotta
Right.
It's
wait
like the
till the
Switch.
install base is
It's like
there.
the
Yeah.
Switch.
Switch was the same way.
Yeah, Switch was the
exactly.
exact
Same way.
Yeah.
So my feelings are, when the thing comes out and it's a huge success, we'll be able to write our own ticket and do whatever we want and get whatever game we want on there. So we think, the Segas and the, again, we don't need them to survive,
of course,
but it would be great to bring back some of that old stuff that kind of got lost and that people love, and again, couch co-op Shining Force. Are you kidding me?
Don't make it. You're gonna make me cry on the podcast. Please stop teasing me. Please don't even throw that out there.
I had a question too. Yeah. So as far as those retro titles that were like one-player games, would they have to make, like you said before, they would have to make a multiplayer version of it to come out for it, or is there an exception to retro games that were a certain way?
Say again. Sorry.
So the retro games, if you were released like a one-player, like they were popular as a one-player retro game, when they come out for the Amico, would they have to have the multiplayer added to it, even if it wasn't?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing that already. So I'll give you an example. Moon Patrol, Patrol, and you people saw a clip of it. It was the first game I showed in the last trailer. And Moon Patrol was a single-player game. So was Asteroids, so was Breakout, so was most of the Missile Command, right? And I showed all of those in the trailer. And Moon Patrol is something that is very easy to do couch co-op. Okay. Missile Command even more so. So in Missile Command, there's one person playing defending from missiles. Well, why couldn't you have 8 different pipper, reticles, all different colors, and everybody's, I'm red, so I'm the red reticle. Your controller is glowing green, so you're the green one. Yours is blue, yours the blue one. Okay. Purple, yellow, and everybody is controlling, controlling it at the same time. That's the couch co-op mode. But what if we wanted to do a versus mode where I'm on the bottom and somebody's on the top and somebody else is on this side and somebody else is on that side, and we're the ones sending missiles to each other and defending from each other, right? Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, and I mentioned Frogger as well too. So yeah, we're never just porting something. We're always recreating. I call it retro reimagined. Okay, that's the kind of the term I use. Where we're taking the game, but see, we're not like breaking the game and making it something. Don't you hate when they do that? They take like Pac-Man and then they put them in like a 3D platform game or something. And it's like,
did you have the original in it?
Even the new Frogger game that's on Apple Arcade, it looks really awesome and it's actually really fun to play. But it's like, you're kind of going through this whole big level and stuff, and it's cool. But for me, I was going like, oh man, I wish it was just one screen. Yeah. And you could play together, and it was like just upgraded, pretty. Like what if you could take Frogger and make it like Ori and the Blind Forest style graphics? How cool would that look? That's right. And then add couch co-op multiplayer.
That kind of leads into one of my questions. How many people total can you have playing at the same time on one system?
8.
8?
Okay. Yeah. I was going to we're saying 8.
Do you have to buy controllers?
The reality is, because we have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So the speeds we're clocking on Bluetooth are actually better than the Xbox and PlayStation. Okay. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 now. The speeds that we're clocking. We have an amazing programmer. All he does is that. And we have a team of firmware engineers that are second to none. We got guys from NASA. We got guys from the Black Hawk helicopter project in the military. Wow. We got old school hardware guys, new school hardware and software and tech guys, and all these like AAA people. We put them in a room together, and it's just amazing. But yeah, so the Bluetooth is really amazing speeds that we're testing. But then when your systems connect to Wi-Fi, the controller or your mobile devices can also attach Wi-Fi as well. So it's a combination. And the reason we do that is so that we can allow up to 8 people without any lag.
What about from what about from the startup of the system? How long does it take from startup to actually playing the game? Like,
if you're not playing a game within like 5 to 7 seconds, I'm going to be pissed.
Holy
nice.
Wow. All right, that's
the
perfect.
Systems nowadays take half an hour to start.
Yeah,
the
that's
fastest
the
is
reason
the switch. That's the fastest.
But that's still not.
I mean, do you let me tell you a quick story. Yeah, right. Christmas of last Christmas that passed almost a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had Red Dead 2. Like I said, I'm a big Red Dead fan, right? I had Red Dead 2. It was sitting on my stairs going up to my theater for like I don't know, a month. It was in the shrink wrap. Finally get time. Okay, taking the day off. It was Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
The wife's out doing a horseback ride. I got the house to myself, walk the dog. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna play Red Dead. I don't know if you guys went through this yourself.
Oh,
I
you mean
put
the
the
2-hour
thing in.
install?
Dude, I did.
12 hours later.
Yes.
I still haven't played
Yes,
it.
I did.
12
I actually just
hours.
recently beat Red Dead 2.
You did, yeah?
Yeah, a week ago.
How long did it take you from the time you started up your console to when you first started playing? How many hours?
I make a sandwich and then I
No, it was hours because I had to upload my
The next day.
I'm like, oh, it's still on. It's still
Then I had to
going.
load in 2 discs.
Yeah, dude.
It's too much.
No, that was a long time. It was 100 gigs. I was like, what the?
It took 4 days to start Gears 5.
I remember,
It kept loading.
Oh my God.
I was like, it's
Gears
not
4 was
downloaded yet.
Yeah. Oh.
It didn't take
crazy.
me that long to get Gears 5.
It was crazy. For here it
Yeah.
was.
So one of our big things, and not only that, but we want, see, to me, first of all, my dad can't even turn on the PlayStation 4. They hid the on button.
They did.
No, they did.
They did.
I got news for you guys.
did.
Not to leave this podcast, this stream. I had problems turning on the PlayStation 4, and still to this day I do. I hit the thing in the disc eject. So I'm like, son of a bitch.
The power. Yeah.
I always confuse the power button.
Same here.
Always. I have to use a controller.
You guys
It's so much
understand.
easier. So much easier.
Look at what we just said. We are 6 hardcore gamers, and we all agree that we can't even turn the damn systems on. This is how complicated gaming has gotten in the 21st century. You can't turn the machines on. What the hell are people thinking?
Or off.
Or off.
Everything is standby mode now.
Yeah.
Everything
I
is
was like, oh shit.
No, don't hit don't hit the controller by mistake when the TV's off. I'm like,
Right?
I gotta turn the TV on. I gotta go to PlayStation, go to off.
It's
Oh, nightmare. And then you turn, like, let's say let's talk about the Xbox for a second. Try to sit somebody down who's never played a video game,
With their
turn
interface?
on the Xbox for them, and have them navigate through the menus.
Yo.
Have fun with
It's
that.
impossible.
Not happening.
It's impossible.
My goodness.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
If you
Every
like
time
Windows
they-
8 though,
Uh-huh.
if you like Windows 8, you'll love it.
Right.
And
But-
see, this is my point,
Yeah.
is that I can't compete with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and Google.
Right.
I can't compete with them with dollars and cents.
Right.
I can't compete with them with, they're spending the billions of dollars on this and the cutting edge that. Now, I can't compete. I'm not naive.
Right.
But where we can compete with them is ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we know all the things that are wrong with the video game industry. It's obvious, isn't it, guys?
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's obvious. We're talking about here. It's not like my opinion
Right.
that it's hard to turn on the PlayStation 4.
Mhm.
We all know it's hard. It's not an opinion that non-gamers can't figure out the controls to Fortnite. It's a fact. It's not an opinion
I didn't build
that the
anything that
menu
ever.
screens in the Xbox are a little complex for a non-gamer or casual gamer to navigate.
Mhm.
So we have 1,000 of these things that I wrote down on a piece of paper, that we all threw on a piece of paper. What are all the things that are wrong with gaming? In marketing, in hardware, in software, in development, and let's fix every single one of them And that's what Amico is. That's what Amico is.
That's
The
awesome.
That's
fixing
beautiful.
of all this stuff that we all know is broken.
I can't wait. Man.
It's not bad. All right,
I'm
I want to
excited.
see if I could ask my last two questions because I gotta
Yeah.
leave soon. My wife's pregnant, so these guys.
Now you're talking to me.
It's all right. No, she's gonna see the podcast. She's watching right now. She understands.
Okay.
Yeah. She's like, "Don't be too late." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll be home in a few minutes. It's gonna be all right." But going back to the controller. Now that
Yes.
it has a screen, it's got a microphone, speakers, gyroscope, accelerometer. Could it play games or anything independent of the console itself, or does it always have to be tethered to it so it plays on the TV?
We're gonna have some Easter eggs in the thing.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. It's you won't want to because but we're gonna make it possible to.
Can I
But-
raise
but
a chow
it's gonna-
thing on it?
It's
from
going to be
Sonic?
more of an Easter egg, though, not
Right.
like a full blown thing. I mean, the
Okay.
technology in here is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Force feedback, wireless charging, RFID to add to your list that you just the LEDs,
Mhm.
and but and it has its own CPU and memory
Yeah.
in each controller, and so it's not going to be independent. The way we've structured to get speed out of this.
Yeah.
See, if we had like constant video going on at all times, like its own little game going on in here,
Yeah.
the way to connect and that it would communicate
Right.
would trash our whole couch co-op thing. Right?
Tamagotchi
And so
confirmed.
we made the decision
VMU.
to do it, more like where we limit the developers as to, the amount of screens and the amount of animations and the amount of things that can happen on this, because we want to use it as a device, as an overlay, as information,
Right.
but really to kind of play your own game on it. It's not really set up for that.
Okay.
That being said, we got to put a couple of Easter eggs in there.
Like the
Awesome.
like the Sega Dreamcast had the VMU with the in the street.
Yeah, the VMU. Yeah. What was that creepy ass?
The chow. It was a chow.
The chow?
The chow. Yeah, the chow. Yeah.
It was a little egg.
No, that creepy ass fish game.
Oh,
Oh,
Seaman.
A seaman.
Seaman! How can I forget that? Seaman!
Oh my God.
There's Division of Seaman!
He had the
Put,
game.
put me down. Put
I
me down.
remember
Put me down. Put me down now. Put me down.
I had
John Kahn, the internet knew. Seaman. Yeah, right there. He spelled it right, too.
That
Seaman.
was
That's
creepy.
funny.
You gotta say it correctly. It's
No,
pretty-
that's cool. So so it's going to be more like a compliment. It's going to be like a complimentary experience. To what
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
play on,
It's not something where you can take it and play for yourself. And it was something that we talked about, but at the end of the day, we decided, because again, keep in mind, guys, here's the other thing to remember about all this. We're all excited. Oh my God, this thing can do so much.
Yeah.
Remember, the system's under $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Do you realize it's the
crazy.
first video game system
Two
that
controllers.
has two individual controllers
Two at a
in
time.
the last
Two
30
at a time.
years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right? Think about that. And you can connect up to 8 mobile devices to it as well. So that's the thing is that, yes, we could have done that. And then the thing would have been $250 instead. You know what I mean? So it's that's kind of the heartbreaking part sometimes about being, kind of the guy in charge and having to make these tough decisions is, do I want to create the ultimate bubble? And then you start to get into that
Yeah.
PlayStation, Microsoft realm.
Yep.
So we got to be different. And that was one of the things that in order for us, what do I want? Do I want couch co-op with 8 people? Or do I want separate games where people can take this anywhere and play it on the bus?
Then
But
it's
wait a
phone
second,
again.
but then it's
Yeah.
solitary again.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
hard.
And it
Yeah.
goes against our messaging.
Right.
So that's why we decided, let's not do that. Keep it more simple here so that 8 people can all play together.
No, that's awesome. And
Right.
you saw the problem Nintendo ran into with the Wii U with putting so
Yep.
much processing power into their controller.
Right?
And
Yeah.
And now if you wanted an extra controller with a screen, it was $179
Ooh,
for
yeah.
one other extra controller.
That's
Insanity.
another Amico.
which brings me to my final question that you
How'd
just
that
brought
work
up.
out for him? Yeah.
Are you able to tell us how much the controllers are going to be for being so for having so many features coming with
Right. I mean, think about it. We've basically created our own mobile device.
Yeah.
Everything that I mentioned is in your mobile phone.
Yeah.
Right.
The only thing that isn't in here is the 4G. Because a mobile phone, what does it have? Speaker, microphone, gyroscope, accelerometer, self-charging, force feedback, RFID, color touchscreen. Everything's in here already, right?
Yep.
So, and these cost what? $600 to $1,000, right?
Yep.
We're making these things, and again, it's not about where the company is going to make the money is putting out something that's simple, affordable, family, and entertainment. Those are our 4 pillars. Simple, affordable, family, entertainment. What does that spell out?
$20.
Simple, affordable, family, entertainment. Spells out gadoosh. No, safe. Exactly, safe. See, we're building a console that people want to play, that they don't have to worry about all that other loot boxes and $70, $80 games and all the stuff that we all know, that we all look at as negative and everyone looks down. I'm breaking the mold. We're going to break the mold like crazy.
So no subscription.
So the controllers though is that we want to be half of what everybody else is. Okay. So if an Xbox controller is $80, we want to be half of that, even though we have more technology in here than they have.
Awesome.
Right?
Wow.
That's awesome.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. And if we can do like a 2-pack, like a family 2-pack for like $50, we're going to try to do that.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And if we can sell these for like $30, we're going to try to do that. That's our goal.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Now, actually, I lied. This is the last question.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
The audience has questions too.
I know. He's got to
run.
I got to run. One more question. Now, you talked about the 2 controller, family packs or whatever. How many controllers are coming with the console? The box in the trailer, it looks like 2. 2. Yeah. 2. Okay, so it's going to be 2. All right, awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
But again, you can connect up to 8 mobile devices right out of the box.
Right out of the box.
You're not listening.
So you guys right there, the 5 of you could be playing games out of the box within 5 minutes of setting it up all together for under $200. Now, if you want to do that on an Xbox or a PlayStation, and again, I'm not trying to disparage these guys. I'm just saying facts. Let me be clear. I love Sony. I love Microsoft. I love Google. I love Nintendo. I love Apple. I love them all. They all do great, amazing things, and I'm a fan of all of it. That being said, we do things very differently than all those folks do, and we're proud of it, right? And so, so if you guys wanted to play, if you wanted to go out and you didn't own any consoles, and you wanted to go out and you wanted to play a 5-player couch co-op game, you bought an Xbox for $400. Now you got 1 controller. Okay, we need to buy 4 controllers. First party controllers are $80. And as you know, you want the special limited edition, it goes up to $200. Yeah, but let's say you want to stick with the $80 standard version, right? So 80 times 4, that's another $240. So now you're in at $640 plus tax and all that shit, right? So now you're at $680. Now you want to buy now you got to buy the couch co-op game. That's going to be $30, $40, $50. Now, this is ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And what if you were a family of 4 and you wanted to play a 4-player couch co-op game and everybody had a screen on the Switch?
Right.
And you live in middle America and you have 2 young kids.
Yeah.
You would have to buy 4 Switches
Yeah.
to get the screen. Yeah. Really? You're going to spend $1,200 just to play a couch co-op game?
Actually, we played.
crazy.
You guys played.
Dragon Mark for Death.
Yes, Dragon Mark.
Mark for Death.
And we streamed this, but what was it? It was 4 switches.
Yep.
4 switches.
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah.
4 switches.
And we all couldn't look at the TV together because
it wasn't even on the same TV.
No.
You had one.
And again, people are going to say to me, "Oh, but Tommy, you can take the Joy-Cons out and you pass those around." I know, I get it.
Right.
I'm talking about 4, like you guys just said, 4 screens, 4 separate screens, Switch going, $1,200.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the only
It's
way to play it.
ridiculous.
That was the only
It's
way to play it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
crazy.
insane. That's really insane.
Wow. No, that's great. That's my last question.
Oh,
Cool, man.
So-
Get home to your wife.
Yeah, man. You gotta get out of here.
Tommy,
What's your wife's name?
Gracer.
That's a cool name. Gracer,
Yeah.
not my fault he's not there. He could have left an hour ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Tommy wanted to personally thank you for
I
coming
told him
on
to
the-
leave an hour ago. He said, no, I got to stay. Now I'm getting him in trouble.
No, Tommy, thank you for coming on to the podcast. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on. I have more questions to ask, especially about the Metroid
You know what?
Prime
Let's
thing,
do a
but
follow-up in a couple
we'll
months.
have to do a
That's what we'll
follow-up
do.
about
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna do this again. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you guys continue, and I'm going to look forward to watching
Have
the
a good one, man.
podcast in its
All right.
complete form.
Yeah.
Good, man.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, as you leave,
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Brown.
I have one little question I want to get out
ahead.
before you go to
Go ahead.
the people. Since every single system that comes out always has a big draw with a release title, do you have
Yep.
a release title that's going to make people be like, oh, I need to pick up an Intellivision Amico?
It's great. It's great. It's such a great question. I'm glad you asked. So imagine a mom rolling into Walmart
Mhm.
next Christmas.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, here's one thing that you also have to, that a lot of people don't realize. Do you know that Walmart is the #1 retailer in the United States? People don't
Yeah,
realize
it
this.
is, yeah.
Look it up on
The
Wikipedia.
Walmart family.
The #1, and by the way, they do over $400 billion a year.
Mhm.
The people in second place is an oil company, and they're 100 billion behind them per year.
Really?
People don't realize how huge Walmart is.
I didn't know
Now,
Because they don't hire people to help you.
that's why they're on top. So, now, imagine a mom walking in Christmas, or whatever, Black Friday, whatever it is, right? October, November, December of next year.
Right.
And she sees the future of family entertainment,
Hmm.
Together Again, Intellivision Amico. And she walks up and she sees, whatever, under $200. I'm hoping I can get it for $179. I don't know about with the tariffs and everything. I still don't know where all that's going to land. That's why I can't announce the price. And by the way, it's the reason PlayStation and Xbox haven't announced their price either, because they don't know how it's all going to go down. That's the truth of the matter.
Okay.
But anyway, imagine a mom rolling in. She sees a box, future of entertainment, 2 touchscreen controllers. She turns over the box and she goes, "Oh my God, I remember Frogger and Centipede when I was growing up, and oh my gosh, it has bowling and shuffleboard and pool and darts for Grandpa, and oh my God, it has card games and Match 3, and oh my gosh, Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and oh, look at all these sports games for my son, and educational games for my young daughter." Boom, 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 boom. And you see all that. And all the games are $9.99 or less, and no in-app purchases, and no this and that. We're going to put it right on the box.
Right.
If you're that mom, and by the way, no mature rated games, no violence, no bad language. Ask yourself a question. If you're that mom, do we need our Halo?
Right.
No.
No.
Do we need our God of War Gadoosh?
Yes.
Yes.
For
No,
him,
we need
yeah.
our Gadoosh. But so you see, my point is that we want to build trust and we want to build value.
Right.
Those are 2 very important things, trust and value, that consumers cherish more than anything when you talk about brand loyalty. Now, think to yourself, do you feel value when you purchase, and trust when you purchase a game in a big console right now that you're not sure of? Hell no. We got to go on YouTube. We got to read the reviews. We got to go on Metacritic.
Wrestling
We don't
games.
trust.
Right.
We have to do our own research, right?
Right.
And then they want to charge you $60, $70. Then you got your DLC, and they want to charge you this and that. And then you wanted the ads, and then even casual games on mobile.
Yeah.
They want your email address. They want your friends on Facebook. They want your credit card.
Yeah.
If they don't get that, you're going to get a 30-second ad every 3 minutes. Is that building trust?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I remember actually just recently read about Nintendo making the
that Mario Kart.
Mario
Kart $5 a month.
Yeah, what crazy. The hell? I'm like,
are you kidding me?
That's crazy. That's a massive cash grab.
I was like, what the?
I know Mario Run.
Well, especially when you compare it to Apple or the Google Play, which is $5 a month for 100 games, 300 games.
Right. But I bought Mario Run, and that was a one purchase thing, $9.99. Right. I bought that. Awesome, you know. It had
that didn't work
in
for them,
but it obviously it didn't
because
work
of what was
well,
it?
No, let's break down that statement though.
What?
It didn't work for them.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Because you can gouge people more.
Oh yeah.
If you put in the and again, not disparaging Nintendo. I'm just saying it's the nature of what mobile has become.
Right.
It's not Nintendo's fault
that
the system's now set up like this, where the more you sucker people in, the more little stuff you give them. It's like crack or gambling, right? The more little stuff, the more money you make.
Right.
Well, that doesn't build trust and it doesn't build value.
No.
And those are two important things that I feel are missing. And that's what we're going to get right from day one. I refuse to put any mediocre games on the system because we're the first party for every game.
Yeah.
We control it. I would rather kill a mediocre game and lose a couple $100,000 than to break that consumer trust. Because if I can build that trust and all the games are $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, well, what's going to happen? People are going to be like, you know what? $5.99? Every game I've ever bought from these guys, we've had fun with in good quality. Yeah, sure. Boom, purchase. Boom, purchase. Boom, purchase.
Tommy,
think about you take a family of 4 and they go to see a movie. They're spending $10 to $15 on the ticket.
Right.
Maybe they go out to dinner.
Right.
For 2 hours of entertainment, a family of 4 in Middle America or Europe or Latin America, South America, you're spending $60, $70 for 2 hours of entertainment.
Yep.
We're saying, you know what? For 20 hours of entertainment, spend $5 with us.
Yeah,
and in a movie, you're sitting in a dark room and no one's talking to each other. How about
they
sitting
talk
in a
to the whole
room,
movie.
everyone having fun, your friends are having fun? Is that worth $5 to you?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, it is. And that's our whole concept going into this thing. And that's what our marketing is going to be based around, is all of that stuff. So, you know, that's the goal.
Okay. Chat wants T-shirts and hats. They want to be able to order that stuff online.
Well, here's the great news. The great news is, and Grudge, I know Grudge from the Atari age in Facebook. So that's a great question. I'm glad he brought that up. So our 1 year countdown is coming up on 10/10/19. Right. So in 8 days from now, we're going to have our 1 year countdown. So we wanted to do something special. And what we're doing is we're launching our brand new website, because the one up there is just like a temporary thing to get up and running. But our real website is coming on 10/10/19, and it's going to have a store component, and we're going to launch our new logo because it's kind of like, it's just a little kind of more fun version of the one we have now.
Sure.
And it's going to make a lot of sense to people when they see it. But we're going to launch our new logo, and there's going to be a bunch of stuff you can get. And again, I'll give you a little bit of an exclusive. We're going to be announcing this in a couple days. But the merchandise that will be available, we want to, again, it's all about value and all that. So it's going to be... We're going to do something very special with the merchandise for the folks who get it, where, you know, it's going to be like AR merchandise. So you're going to be able to download our app and so our 40th anniversary is coming on December 3rd of this year. The first Intellivision was launched December 3rd, 1979. So this year will be our 40th year. So for all the folks who buy the merch, we're going to tell you where to go, and you can download the app and turn it on the merchandise, and it's going to come to life and give you like new trailers, new things every month, and it's going to be insane, fun, crazy stuff.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
It's one thing to watch a 3D movie,
Right.
and in AR.
Right.
That's pretty damn cool, right?
Mm.
What a great way to do some trailers as well. So imagine seeing like Moon Patrol, but it's in 3D, and it's right on your screen or on your shirt or on the wall or something like that, right?
That's cool, man.
But wait, let me take it to the next level. What if in the AR, what if we could play a demo of the game on someone's T-shirt or on the wall or on that as a little demo with your phone? Because keep in mind, guys, everything that's in our controller is in a phone as well too.
Yeah.
So so we can do some amazing things that none of the other companies can do.
That's insane.
That's cool, man.
Sounds dope.
Okay.